Jennifer from Craft Forest. So summer's here and we are headed to the beach. And I wanted to make some big beach blankets to have for the kids to relax and read and play. And I was looking around at beach towels and they're kind of pricey. And they weren't really the size that I was looking for, so I decided to make my own. Check this out. So what I did was actually combine 2 bath towels that I had. I cut them in half and sewed them back together to make the size beach blanket that I wanted. I love the way these come together. And we all have those bath towels that you don't necessarily put out when the guests are coming. They're not your finest, they're not your prettiest. Grab those and let's make these. Let me show you how. So to make this beach blanket, what you need are 2 towels, and we're using 2 bath towels, a sewing machine, and some scissors. So the first thing we're going to do is take our towels, and we want to be able to get 2 even squares or rectangles out of each one. We want them to match up. So with this one, we're going to open it up and we're going to fold it so that we get a nice center line, so that we get our seam line, and we're going to press that so we can cut it open and get our two rectangles out of this one. Okay, so let's take this over here, and I'm just going to press this down quickly just to give us that seam line. Okay, so when we open this up, we've got our ironed line there, and we're really just going to cut straight up so that we get 2 even halves. And you want to make sure that your seams for the towel, that you leave those on each end, because we're going to use those from the bottom of our blanket. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut up this seam line. And what's really fun about these are you can use any pattern, any way you want. You could turn these stripes a different direction. You could do 4 stripes, would be really fun, all going in different directions. So many choices, so many options. It can be completely yours, and every kid could have their own, so that's always nice too. All right, so we've got those cut apart, and we're going to cut these guys to match. All right, so we already went ahead and cut the other towel, and so now we have 4 equal size rectangles. So what we're going to do now is attach the bottom section. So we're going to take our floral and we're going to match it right sides together with our stripe. And we're going to start with this inside short seam. So we'll kind of line these up. And what's great about working with terry cloth is you've got a little bit of play. It's kind of got a little stretch to it. So if they're not perfectly aligned, that's okay. You can kind of pull it out and make sure that they line up together. Okay, so we've got those together. Let's head over to the sewing machine and get going. Okay, so I'm just going to line these up and then we'll slide them in and just sew these together. And you don't have to go super speedy on these. We just want a nice straight line. And if your terry gets stuck a little bit, you can just kind of lift that presser foot up and just slide it right back in. Sometimes those heavier fabrics can do that, but this one's working real well for us. So I made sure to give myself a little bit of a wider seam. I did a 1/2 inch here so that I didn't sew directly onto the towel seams. There you go. And we'll just finish this one up. There we go. All right, so we got that one, and now I'm going to grab the other 2. We're going to sew them together, and we'll meet you right back here. All right, so now we have both of our panels sewn together, and we're making sure to lay them out so that our stripes and our flowers alternate, okay? And we really only have 1 seam that we have to worry about, so we're going to try to match these stripes up here. We're going to use those as our guide, and that's really the only seam that we have to worry about. So I'm going to pin that one just to make sure that we get it pretty close when we're at the sewing machine. All right. So I'm just going to put that there as a reminder, and we'll take it over to the sewing machine, okay? All right, so now we're at the sewing machine. We're just going to sew this seam together. So I'm going to put just a quick back stitch in here because these are our outer edges, and I'm going to use that same 1/2 inch seam allowance here and just go forward with this guy. You just want to check your layers throughout, just making sure that you've got everybody lined up here, and then we'll pay particular attention when we get to that center seam again, just rechecking before we sew it to make sure we've got that in. Okay, so we're just going to double check and make sure that we're still lined up here, and you can kind of nest your seams together so you've got one going one way and one going the other direction, and we'll just keep going forward here. So we're just going to keep sewing this the rest of the way down. All right, and we are done. All right, ready to see? Love this. So cute. There we go. Such a great, easy, quick project. Throw in your bag, take it to the beach, take it to the backyard, take it on a picnic. Really fun. So go grab those bath towels and get started. So with just 2 bath towels, we created the perfect throw for the beach. Really hope you guys like this one and that you'll give it a shot. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you back here next week with an all-new tutorial. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.